150 meter igjen til
Nordic! 100 meter igjen! Brattene Øya! Susing på oppløpet!
Welcome to Ruka Nordic and welcome to the media brief of SWIX and NG Nordic about the upcoming future collaboration project. My name is Aki Tuovinen and I work and live for SWIX as head of product development on hardware, which contains ski poles, ski waxes and tuning tools. And just shortly about SWIX, for the media here at the auditorium, you probably know the brand, but if we have some spectators online who doesn't know what SWIX is that SWIX is one of the major players in the winter sport industry, which is a global player with over 40 distribution countries and 30,000 doors globally where you can buy SWIX products. And the distribution is done via our own sales offices and distributors. And what do we do? Practically for cross-country and the Nordic sports, we are providing everything except the skis, boots and bindings. So when it comes to the ski waxes, tuning tools, ski poles, we cover it all. And on the waxes and tuning tools, we are the global market leader with the market percentage around 35%. But also we are a player in alpine sports with the poles and tuning tools and waxes, and on the summer, of course, with the running apparel as well. And we are a proud supplier of the Finnish national team on the cross-country apparel. And we are a quite visible brand, as you have probably noticed. We are a supplier for over 12 nations. We have over 150 ambassadors, athletes, which you will also see during this weekend here in Ruka, including Jesse Dickens, the big global winner from the last season. And we are present in over 50 different events, including Vasaloppet every winter. And here in Ruka, you probably recognize our new ski pole, which was introduced in Trondheim World Championships, the new Triac 5.0, and the Triac series in general has won already 438 championship medals after the launch of 2010. And we are also introducing here the new World Cup wax line, which you don't see, but you can see the differences on the downhills, definitely. But let's talk about a little bit, talk about the innovations. SWIX has always been known as a scientific approach, especially when it comes to the ski waxes. So on 1946, when SWIX was established, the first line was the world's first pharmaceutically produced and scientifically developed wax line, which was made 100% out of synthetic materials. And that was also the born of the color-coded ski waxes. In 1987, Sarah F. changed the world in ski waxing. In 2010, the first cross-section, which was triangular, was introduced with Triac 1.0. And on November 2020, the last fluorinated ski waxes were produced by SWIX. And already in 2022, SWIX phased out fluoros completely away from the ski waxes, including the World Cups, way before the regulation actually started. And 2025, of course, we are proud to introduce tailor-made ski wax technology with the SWIX World Cup collection, but we are aiming further. We are aiming towards 2030. And some of you might have noticed during the Trondheim World Championships last year that we were testing CO2-based ski waxes. And what does it mean? It means that we can get rid of fossil-based raw materials in the ski waxes. Do ski waxes practically from the air, from the emissions. And we are continuing this journey with our partner Nordic Electrofuel, which is the Norwegian company, to secure the commercial supply of these raw materials so that we can be sure when we can launch these products into the market. But it's also not only what is inside the box what matters when we are talking about the sustainability. This, of course, is the thing which matters for the athletes, but we started 2 years ago the plastic reduction program, which was a collaboration and funded by Handelens Miljøfond, which is the Norwegian retailers' environmental fund. And it was to reduce plastic wherever we use it. Is it in the products? Is it in the packaging? The target was to reduce the used plastics on our products. Meaning that we started to redesign our packaging, use the recycled cardboard and paper wherever possible. And of course, it also meant the product redesigning. And so far, the audited quantity which we have been able to reduce plastic in our products is already 4 tons. But that number is increasing every year because these redesigned products and the packaging is coming into the market. But there are products where we cannot find the replacement from cardboard, or we cannot find a replacement from paper. And one of them is actually wax packaging. And some of you might think that why cannot you change it to the cardboard? SWIX is all about the performance. We want to be performance brand for our consumers, and this packaging has a really big task to deliver that performance. Because this packaging is not only the package, it's also the mold for the wax when we produce it. And by pouring the wax automatically in our production line straight to these boxes, without deformation of the box, it enables the steady cooling of the wax. And what does this temperature control actually mean? It means that the crystallization of the wax is consistent. It doesn't change from a different production batch to another. It also means that this product is uniformed. There is no color differences. All the different raw materials are mixed perfectly together. It means better quality for our consumers. And it also means that you always get the same product that you buy time after time. And also it's a better protection for the product itself. This packaging offers rigid and mechanical protection, but also chemical protection. Nowadays, the wax also includes greasy materials. If we use cardboard, those materials can migrate into that cardboard, and actually the composition of the wax can change over time. So even if we are talking just about the packaging actually means a lot for the final consumer as well. And our challenge is that every year we are producing and delivering to the market over 350,000 wax boxes, which weights from 21 to 46 grams, and in total it means way over 10 tons of virgin plastic. And of course, if we want to work as a pioneer in the sustainability in our business and lead the way also for the other industries, it means that we want to do something for this. So we have a challenge. And luckily, we are partnering together with the leading technology company in this area, NG Nordic. Please welcome Toni Rehn from NG Nordic.
Thank you, Aki, for the introduction, and for all here in the media room and also online. Really excited to be here to talk about a very important topic today. Before we actually jump into the actual solution, how to solve this challenge, I'll first start off with a short video regarding the challenge we are here to solve together with SWIX. Let's see, hope it works. So there you have our solution into solving SWIX's challenge regarding plastics. But before we jump into Inga Plastic itself, a few words about NG Nordic. It's a fairly new brand name. We launched NG Nordic in beginning of April this year, but we have a long legacy offering different environmental services, recycling solutions in the Nordic countries. As a company, we are, together with our partners and customers, our mission is to stop pollution, decarbonize society, and offer sustainable raw materials. NG Nordic at a glance, we are around 3,400 employees operating out of all the Nordic countries. We have around 90 different sites where we offer different solutions for recycling, for waste management, demolition, construction, and all kinds of solutions in the value chain. We are owned by Sumo Equity, an impact investor group, to solve global challenges like the plastic challenge that we are having. Then if we talk about the plastics like we saw in the video, most of the plastics that we use today are not produced in a sustainable way. They are produced mainly from fossil resources like oil. Oil that needs to be drilled and extracted from the ground. It's a finite resource that is not sustainable. And another topic that we are maybe not so familiar with is that when extracting and using fossil resources, we are actually emitting a lot of greenhouse gas emissions. It is estimated that the global plastic production causes around 3.4% of our global emissions. So a huge challenge we need to solve. And if we look at the future predictions of plastic production, it is estimated that in the coming decades, potentially the plastic demand might grow threefold from where it is today. So in other words, we have a huge challenge to solve. But what we do not often think about is that what is the actual content of our emissions? They contain the same raw material we use for our daily plastic products, whether we talk about fuels, chemicals, all kinds of daily materials we use. We have the same raw material in our own emissions. And that actually brings then to our solution. So together with SWIX, we want to address this topic. It's about coming up with an innovative, science-driven solution to meet these challenges. And we launched the Inga brand 1 year ago. We started working on plastic from CO2 around end of 2020, end of 2022, with the vision and idea of utilizing our own emissions, thinking about a solution where we give a value to those emissions we are causing today. So like I said, those emissions contain carbon, the same raw material that we can use to produce a more sustainable plastics. And we've been working on the topic heavily since then. Inga we launched last year in October to raise awareness, because most people don't think about the potential of CO2. They think about a greenhouse gas emission that is not sustainable for our society. And that is true. But when we capture, we can also utilize the potential, and this is where we started working heavily 3 years ago. And now I'm really proud to be here today together with Aki to talk about the solution and helping SWIX also in their transition of finding a more sustainable plastics for their ski wax boxes as a first solution. Like I said, Inga is the world's first biodegradable plastics produced fully from our own CO2 emissions. CO2 emissions that we are having at our waste-to-energy facility in Riihimäki. We believe Inga has a huge potential we think it will redefine how we see emissions. It will redefine the feedstock that we use today as a raw material for producing plastics. Inga as a material has a quite long name, a very difficult name to pronounce. Polyhydroxyalkanoate. That is the type of polyester plastic which Inga is built from. It's by nature quite rigid, quite stiff, but also very suitable for the ski wax boxes that we have heard here today. And it can be produced fossil-free, and it does not leave any microplastics behind, which is a huge value proposition, in addition to being produced from CO2. And then I will actually end my speech here, and we can start talking a bit more about the collaboration. But why we're here today is to join forces. As NG, we have the capabilities, we have the expertise in providing the raw material, providing the recipe, creating the actual polymer compound or the plastic that we can then hand over to SWIX and you can use in your part production. And hopefully in a few years we can actually be able to introduce to market this ski wax box that we see here today. Okay, shall we then discuss a little bit more about the topic? I know you have a lot of questions regarding this collaboration, so let's get going.
Yeah, and of course we need to send regards to Hörnefors as well. B-Form, our plastic production partner, is also part of this collaboration because they are now starting to test the material for the ski box usage. But I think when we are talking about the ski boxes, and our target in SWIX is of course to expand in the future towards, for example, alpine pole handles and all that part. But we are not saving the world with the ski wax boxes. But you have also some other partnerships already announced.
Yes, we actually announced in end of September a collaboration with ABB, so a technological leader in producing different electrical appliances. And we are aiming to introduce a light switch that is created from Inga plastics, hopefully in the few years to come as well. So that was the kickoff of the collaboration, and now we are here together with you to enter into another segment. So of course we want to introduce Inga and have a broader product family, not only for home electronics like we have been looking at in the beginning.
You mentioned Riihimäki and utilizing those emissions from your own plant. How far is the production plant for Inga Plastics in Riihimäki?
Well, as mentioned, we started working on developing Inga already end of 22. And really proud to say that in the beginning of next year, we will introduce the world's first pilot plant for producing Inga from our own waste to energy plant in Riihimäki. Those quantities are still not for commercial purposes. They are for testing technology, but also developing the product and for customer trials, like the collaboration we are having with you. And the long-term vision is that we are aiming to commercialize Inga fully still before the end of this decade. And
how about scaling up? How many Inga factories you see probably in 2050?
Well, that is a tricky question. I guess I would need a crystal ball for that. But if you think about the potential in general, I would like to make it a little bit broader. Like we saw from the video, so we have around 1.9 billion tons of CO2 that is caused from the plastic production today. If we can tap into a small portion of that, we have a potential to actually make a huge difference. And I don't think there's one single company, one single player out there who can solve this by themselves. So it's all about collaboration. It's all about finding the right partners who want to be in the forefront, who want to be pioneers like we have been and you have been for several decades. So it's about partnering up and creating more solutions for the future. I didn't directly answer your questions regarding how many factories, but definitely huge potential.
You could be a politician easily. But you need to keep some CO2 waste also for the wax, because that's our project as well with Nordic Electrofuel, to actually create the wax itself also from the CO2 emissions, to build up the fossil-free product family in the waxes. But hey, Inga as a name, where does it come from?
It's actually a very interesting story, because it was quite a long process. We really thought about how could we create an inspiring name for the plastic, since it still originates from CO2. And the Inga name comes from the Swedish language, meaning basically nothing. So we don't need to use anything new. We will have the raw material in our own waste-to-energy plants. And that started kind of kicking off the name, that, well, we use what we have. We don't need to use any other raw materials or fossil materials to produce the plastic.
And by accident, you have the NG there.
Yeah, usually I'm getting asked that question, that what was it on purpose, and I have to say that we had no idea at that point in time when we launched Inga that we will be owned by or our new company name will be called NG Nordic, so it just happened to be the middle two letters. But of course, it's nice that it fits also in from that point of view.
But Toni, it's a pleasure to start this cooperation with you, and I'm really excited to see what will be the outcome.
Thank you very much, Aki, and thanks for the invite to be here, and maybe we can then open the floor here for questions, or if there are no questions in the room, then happy to take any questions online for you listeners out there as well.
Thank you very much, and of course suomalaisille toimittajille voidaan myöskin vastata tässä suomeksi tämän tilaisuuden jälkeen, jos sieltä kysymyksiä tulee, jota ei muuta kuin rohkeasti vaan juttu sille. But enjoy the Ruka Nordic weekend. The Nordic sports season is on. It will be exciting competitions coming up. Either you're here at the stadium or by the TV. So enjoy. Thank you.